What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Toby.
And I'm Heidi.
And we are on episode what?
68.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm going to keep this in. I'm not going to edit this out.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Toby.
My name is Heidi.
And we are on episode 68 of our AMA questions sent to us by our CT Club members. If you want to check us out on CT Club and want to get our trade alerts, our portfolio updates, and much more, and you want to submit questions like this that you probably don't know, we'll answer them on TV. Or internet or whatever. So anyways,
21st
let's get into this.
TV.
All right.
First question today. Taking out Ethereum-based coins from exchanges is so costly with my small balances. Is there a technique to reduce fees to transfer, like different networks or wrapping? Fair enough. This is an issue that a lot of people come in contact with, not only with Ethereum-based coins, but basically, anytime you're withdrawing coins from an exchange into another exchange or into a wallet, doesn't matter where you're sending it. What matters is the location that is currently holding your coins. If it's a centralized exchange, more often than not, I think every time they've already decided how much of a transaction fee you're going to be paying. And that's their fee, basically. You're going to pay whatever they want, and they're going to have to cover the cost of the transaction fee. So most often, it's even more expensive to make a withdrawal off of a centralized exchange compared to what it is to actually make that transaction straightly on the blockchain itself.
So there is nothing you can actually do to take coins off a centralized exchange. They already have that price set. So yeah, what do you think?
I mean, the only other option would be if you're doing with stable coins, like for example, USDC or Tether, maybe you could have a choice of using a different network outside of Ethereum. But the deciding factor there is where you're sending it. The wallet that you're sending it to has to be compatible with the network that you're using to send it. So, for example, if you're sending Tether from Binance to your ledger, you could use the Tron network, but you have to have a Tron address on your ledger to receive it.
So that would be TRC20.
Yeah, and that is pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think it's actually $1.
Nice.
Yeah, because I've used it quite a bit, because I don't want to pay.
It's like $20
Why pay $20 when I can pay $1? Like, what's
for
the point?
Ethereum on Binance.
So also another coin that you can actually use to help transfer your USDT or USDC off of an exchange is Solana. Now, Solana is really cheap. That's actually way cheaper than TRC20, which is Tron. So I think if you wanted to do 1 million transactions, it would cost you about $10. So that's incredibly cheap, and it's really fast too. It's way faster than the Ethereum network because Ethereum has about 15 transactions a second, whereas Solana crashed because it had 400,000 transactions a second. So it's incredibly fast. It can hold a lot more. But you're dealing with more centralization. So that's the trade-off.
Next question here. Are Bitcoin interest platforms like Celsius worth the risk given that you have to give up control of your Bitcoin? Are there other platforms?
Definitely is not worth the risk. I'll just say that right now. There's no way it's worth the risk to give somebody else your Bitcoin. No way. Why would you do that? Consider the Celsius gives a lot of good APRs, right? So you put your money in, you can get a very good annual percentage income off of it. But you're risking your Bitcoin. Plus, if you hold your Bitcoin for over 4 years or whatever, usually you're going to be way in the profit, way more than any lending platform could ever give you.
That's true. Obviously the risk here that we're talking about is the risk that you're literally giving them control over your coins, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, stable coins, whatever coin that you're using on lending platforms like BlockFi, Celsius, Nexo. There's a lot of them. The concept is all the same. They're centralized and you're giving them basically ownership. You're giving them control over those coins. You don't have any control over what happens to those coins after that, after you've deposited them you are going to have to ask permission to withdraw them, and you're going to hope that they give it back to you. Most often, that's not going to be an issue, but it is a risk that exists.
Not your private keys, not your coins, people.
Yeah.
Just
so
learn that.
So also when you take that risk into consideration, you should be considering obviously how much money, how much value you are putting onto that platform. So I think what Toby's getting at is the whole concept of giving your Bitcoin versus a stable coin or any other altcoin or cryptocurrency is that Bitcoin is a very promising future. It's a very worthwhile and valuable investment that you're going to want to protect for the very long term. And other coins that you might be depositing there, they might not have as much longevity as Bitcoin will. So that would be a greater loss, even more so in the future, if all of a sudden one of these goes belly up, or they pull a rug pull or exit scam and they take your Bitcoin. And other coins, you might be even more upset that they got your Bitcoin as well, because that one is going to continue to be valuable. So,
yep.
Yeah. Last question here. What is your take on the derivatives trading protocols like SNX that are gaining acceptance in the crypto space? Oh, it's like Michael Burry would say, it's a load of crap. It's derivatives. It's taking a bet on a bet. And
weapons of mass financial destruction, as Warren Buffett used to say.
If any of you guys have ever watched that movie, The Big Short, if you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend it. Go ahead and watch it right now or tonight, whatever you're doing. It's a great example of what happened in 2008, how the housing bubble got to be the size that bubble did, how it affected so many people down the line. And a big part of that was this concept of derivatives. Basically, it allows more people to get exposure to an asset or an investment option that otherwise wouldn't have been capable of without that derivative existing. So it basically is just pure speculation, because it's a representative of a certain asset, or it's a representative of a certain outcome of the price movement of that asset. So it's basically pure speculation, because whoever is investing in it is not going to have the ability to actually own that asset. It's just all based on the price movements of it. It's what ETFs are all about, especially the Bitcoin futures ETF is definitely derivative. This whole concept of derivatives on the blockchain, it's an example of what we're always seeing is like these forms of traditional finance and traditional investment products coming onto the blockchain because why not? It lets people take that old concept and just apply it to blockchain technology or cryptocurrencies, whatever. It's not exactly a new and innovative idea, but it's a free market. It's a free ecosystem. It's open source. And so anyone can build whatever the heck they want, and you are free to invest in it if you want to. So it is what it is. Do so at your own risk.
Pretty much derivatives are incredibly risky. And if you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of like trading. It's kind of like leverage trading. I'd say about 95 to 98% of people out there are going to lose money trading. You may think, oh man, I made some money like last week or whatever. Well, a broken clock is right twice a day, and the same thing goes for like trading derivatives. If you don't know what you're doing, you're swimming with sharks, and these guys are going to eat you alive. So just realize that it's not smart to get into derivatives and unless you definitely know what you're doing and you probably have a little bit of insider information. That's just how it works, guys.
Or you're ready to let that investment go and you can survive without it.
Exactly. So anyways, that's all we have today for you. If you like this, please like, subscribe, and check us out on a CT Club. And please stay disobedient. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.